Take that win. All right, take that win. Look out, kid.
YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. We are here, and this will be, as you guys already seen by the title, a Glass spoiler-free review. Once again, I am Jody Joe. Thank you guys for watching and checking out this movie review. I'd like to take this time to thank everybody who's been watching and subscribing to the channel and making this movie really pop. We are here in the studio, not my house this time, doing this review thanks to the donations from people like you, the amazing subscribers, and all the patrons from patreon.com/Jody's Corner. I want to thank you very much. I am Jody's Joe, one part of the Just Us League, and to my right is Green Arrow.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy E, a.k.a. Green Arrow, a.k.a. Green Ranger. What's poppin' with y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, 2 parts, Just Us League. Spoiler-free review for Glass, right? So, we just got out of the film an hour ago?
Yeah.
So we just got out of the movie about an hour ago. And it's still fresh in our minds. So there's been a lot of hype around this movie. Especially the freak for me.
Yeah.
Extremely hyped in this film. I think the whole Justice League was hyped for this film,
Yeah,
right?
big time. We was all wanted it. All wanted to see it. You know, screaming was coming buckets.
All right, so the time is here. The time has come. So we know that this is a trilogy of sorts. This is the 3rd film in the installment of the M. Night Shyamalan universe.
Yeah.
Unbreakable that came out in the 90s, or was it 2000?
90 shit, right?
It might have been, yeah, okay. So Unbreakable was the first film, followed by Split 2 years ago, and now we got Glass. It's the accumulation. This is what we all been waiting for them to unite these films somehow. And I'll go first with my thoughts on the film, and then we'll just bounce off each other and see where it goes from there.
No doubt.
So this film takes place 3 weeks after Split, after the girls were molested or abused, not molested, but abused, kidnapped, yeah, by the Beast and all the shenanigans of Split 2 years back. But this is a 3 weeks after the events of Split. You guys see from the trailers, they have all 3 in the asylum trying to convince them that, you know, maybe you guys are not superheroes. Maybe you guys, people are trying to psychologically analyze what makes these 3 people tick. David Dunn, Mr. Glass, and the Beast. Mr. Glass automatically is trying to recruit the Beast into wreaking havoc and doing villainous things, what villains do, promoting the superhero way, and David Dunn is the one that's supposed to be able to stop them in order to make the cycle complete. And that's basically what the gist of the film is for the most part, and I'm disappointed walking out of this film. I gotta be 100% honest. I know that some of the reviews were bashing it. I didn't listen to those reviews. My review is the only one that matters, because that's how I feel. It's our opinion. My opinion is the only one that matters to me. And you guys should form your own. But hopefully this review will help guide you in a way and give you some type of insight. I was really disappointed watching this film. It's almost like, you know when you're growing up, and let's say you're 9. You're 9 years old, and then you're not really, you're kind of poor. Don't really have much. But you have this one uncle that comes around every once in a while, every blue moon, every few years. So after having a poor adolescence, your mother tells you, hey, your Uncle Elroy's coming. Uncle Elroy, who's that? Oh, he's a nice guy, businessman, has a lot of money. You know, he's going to come and pay you a visit this Christmas. He shows up. He gets you a Nintendo 64, brand new, with Super Mario World. What? My uncle? Uncle's doing it. What I say the name of the uncle was again? Did we forget already? Did I say Elroy?
Uncle Elroy.
Uncle Elroy.
Uncle Elroy in the building.
I'm king around here. So back to Uncle Elroy's story. So 9 years old, I get a Nintendo 64, Mario World, and Super Mario 64, and all that shit. Love it. Thanks, Uncle Elroy. You don't see Uncle Elroy for another 2 to 3 years. Mom comes back. You're 12 years old now. Hey, Uncle Elroy's coming. Oh, for real? Last time Uncle Elroy got me that Nintendo 64 with that joint and that joint. I can't wait for him to pull up. That GameCube just came out, bruh. I need that. Uncle Elroy pulls up. And not only do you unbox it, he said, here you go. You get a GameCube Indigo with 2 Wavebird controllers and 5 games, buckets. That ain't it. He brings you a brand new 32-inch Sony Triton television too. Dang, Uncle Elroy, oh my God, I love you. So you love this Uncle Elroy. Whenever he show up, it's like goody, good goddamn.
Sweet Christmas.
You feel me? So now Uncle Elroy 2 times in a row, back to back, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I am now 16 years old, and the year is maybe 2013 or whatever. Let's say that.
Yeah.
The Xbox One is out, and my mom comes. Uncle Elroy's coming. Oh my God, Uncle Elroy's been 5 years since I've seen him. What's he gonna give me? Is he gonna give me a car this time? Is he gonna give me some thousands of dollars? What's he gonna do now since I'm older? Your expectations are high, but then Uncle Elroy shows up this time broke. Uncle Elroy gives you a Hallmark card. You feel me? And you're like, what the heck, Uncle Elroy? In your mind, you're like, oh, okay, Uncle Elroy, thank you. Best wishes. Keep doing good in school. Love you much. Thank you, Uncle Elroy. Uncle Elroy rocks the frick away. Like, what the frick you going? That's it? You go in your room, nothing. And then you're thinking to yourself, 2 times, Uncle Elroy, every time he shows up, it's Christmas. Every time he shows up, he bests himself. Every freaking time. And my expectations for Uncle Elroy coming up here was supposed to be epic. How in the world can you just give me a Hallmark card? That's what this is. Glass is the Hallmark card. Unbreakable was the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Split was the GameCube and the games.
With the TV.
With the TV. You expected something grand in this film. You expected something astronomical based on the past installments of the films, only to be let down. This is by far the worst of the trilogy. This is by far not on the level of Unbreakable nor Split. This is a fumble. It's that's my analogy for it. So that's basically my general takeaway for this film and how I feel about it. It's not a terrible film.
No.
I want to stress that. It's not a terrible film, but when you're in a upper league echelon type of company like Unbreakable and Split, your level of anticipation is higher than Ghostbusters 2016.
Damn.
If this was the Ghostbusters 2016 sequel, I'd be like, hey, this is a pretty good movie. But this is Split sequel. This is Unbreakable. You feel me? This is the 3rd film that's supposed to
be heat.
The stakes are high. So that's just my overall, I'll get into some more specific non-spoiler reasons why I feel that way about this movie. But that's just my overall initial analogy of this film. E, what's your take on this shit, bro?
For me, I felt that they could have gave me a little bit more. In this movie, excuse me, y'all, I'm not trying to say too much. So
no spoilers, please. For the love of God, no spoilers. Please.
For me, like I said, this movie was it had really good points and it had a lot of bad points. It had more bad points than good points for me. Some scenes in this movie, a part of it didn't make any sense, especially close to the ending. But the way how, and this is in the trailer, the way how the doctor was manipulating their minds, playing with them, twisting them, making them think something that might not be or may be, or it was crazy. Number one, it's like, how did the doctor know who they are? These men has been around for a long time. How did she figure that out?
So it raises questions for you.
Yeah, big time.
So this film raises more questions than you would say it gives answers?
Something in this movie at the end happened that in Unbreakable, it showed that one of the characters in this movie, something couldn't happen to them. And it did, and it freaked me out like
Wow.
about that. I see. I'm watching it. I'm watching.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I was a little nervous. Please.
So that part, it didn't really make any sense to me. Seeing, as I said in the trailer, seeing the Beast again. The Beast wasn't what I thought. How he was in Split.
Very good point.
He was
Very good point.
He was very.
That was one of my points I was going to.
He was very stronger.
Yeah.
Very.
He was much more intimidating.
Very more beastly.
He was a totally different beast.
Yeah. It seemed like they truly humanized him a lot.
Very good. Yeah.
Compared to what he was in Split. What he was in Split.
Definitely.
Magnifique.
Yes.
In this.
Yes.
It's like.
Yes. You get Unbreakable.
What the hell?
You get Split, and it's like taking it to the next level. And then you get Glass, which is surprisingly PG-13. Like,
yeah.
I didn't even know Unbreakable was PG-13.
Me. Yeah.
I didn't even know. I believed. I could have swore Split was rated R.
I thought it was too. Cause
I could have swore it.
Yeah, it didn't look like no PG-13 movie. This looked like a rated R. This looked like Split.
This film was definitely PG-13, and that's not a good thing.
Nah.
And it's apparent that M. Night Shyamalan and I don't know if it's Sony, but they want to franchise this thing. They want to commercialize this thing. They definitely dumbed this thing down from what made it awesome, and they're trying to appease it to the masses. It's Disneyfied, and you're absolutely right. The Beast in Split is not the same Beast in Glass. It's apparent. It's obvious. He's not as menacing, as intimidating. He's not as big. He's not as ferocious. He's not as, I don't want to say demonic, but dark and twisted and scary. He's literally just James McAvoy. Trying to, I mean, some of the roars, I mean, it's just like reminds you constantly you're watching a movie.
Unbreakable. Bruce Willis character. How he can sense things anywhere around him, no matter where you go. If he touches you, he can sense you. If he touches something that you was around, he can sense what happened. They didn't give me that in this. He should have known a lot of stuff that was actually happening before it was happening. Especially when he touched the person, it should have happened. They cut these characters' abilities down completely. You were supposed to see, for say, heroes and villains. You saw a Lollipop Gill, like
the lollipop.
You didn't see heroes and villains. You saw two homeless people fighting for some piece of chicken. Like, the hell?
This film is, and the trailer did show it. I'll give them that. It's a claustrophobic film. It's very contained. It doesn't really go from, you spend 90% of the movie in one location. And that's disappointing.
Yep.
Because this film teased how it would explore and expand and go other places, but it really didn't. And to what he said, my God, they dumbed down everybody. Mr. Glass. Yeah, they still showed that his smarts are still there.
He was way intelligent than
David Dunn.
Way intelligent than that.
Man, you're dumbed down from exactly who you are. Where's the hair? Where's first of all, he brings, his character isn't the same to me. He's so more fragile in this film. He's much more unsure of himself in this movie. He's much more a weaker man. And the same with the Beast. We've already talked about that, but what's surprising to me is there's a couple of good things. There's a few good things in this film that really saved this movie from being a train wreck. And I don't mean the one from Unbreakable. That was devastating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really like some of the characters that they brought back. And by what I mean by that is they literally bring characters back from previous films. I won't give it away of who it is, but it's obvious, and that's like really dope. For a lot of years to go by, for some weeks and some months to go by, and to see characters all these years later is like, man, that's freaking fantastic. So shout out to M. Night Shyamalan for that. He did a really good job at reminding us that we are watching a trilogy. It just wasn't executed well.
Nah.
God dang, Shyamalan, why would I think I'm starting to lean like, is Shyamalan back? You go and stink up the joint, man. Like, this is really a disappointing film. And it's not just the fact that the characters are the same. It feels PG-13, Disney-fied. It's not cohesive. The plot is like, where are you going? Most of this film is like, okay, where are you going with this? What's the shtick? Where's the twist? Oh, I know Shyamalan got some twists. And it's like, oh, okay, that's a pretty darn good twist at the end.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that twist at the end. The very end of this film is really good. I'll give him that as well. The ending of this movie's message and the stance it's taking, I get it. But the path took him from the beginning to get to this point at the end is where it's messy at. Script is pretty weak. Dialogue is really weak. Some of the characters are just hollow. Mr. Glass, hollow. Mr. Glass, underutilized. David Dunn, the worst. He had almost nothing to work with. The Beast was the highlight, but still, he wasn't the same Beast, so it's bad. So when he's the highlight, it's a problem with this movie.
Yep.
The doctor, the scientist, the counselor, whatever the freak her name is, trash.
She was not needed.
She was needed, but the way the way her character is terrible, and you don't get a sense of finality with this film, even though it's the third. Maybe it's wrapping up the trilogy, maybe not. But just the execution of this film is one of its worst things. Like, it's almost like M. Night Shyamalan didn't direct or write this motherfucker. It's like he rushed it. This is a rushed film. It feels rushed. The pacing is bad. It really is bad. It's like, wow, characters are doing things out of character in order to speed up this conflict that we know is coming, but you didn't organically get there. So in the theater, you're like, wow, as you're watching it, it's not a short movie. It's like 2 hours plus, but it's like, God dang, why does it feel like everything is happening so fast? That's because of how M. Night Shyamalan wrote this joint. I'm assuming he wrote it. He writes and directs all of his properties for the most part. And it's like, man, we're just speeding along, but this clock is moving slow, but it's like, fuck, why are we... It's the pacing.
Playing with
the
our
script's
emotions.
not really good, so that's another one of my gripes.
Playing with your emotions completely. You know, you want to see, like, if you seen Split, you seen Unbreakable. Now you see Glass. You thinking that they're gonna give you something so amazing, so epic, so like, oh my God.
That's when your uncle comes to visit, you expecting a car.
I mean, you sitting there, yeah, it's like
Hallmark car.
Nah, it's like your family tell you, like, you've been like, oh yeah, I've been telling them all day, I want to get a BMW. I want to get a BMW. They're like, okay, we got you a car for graduation. Oh, I got the BMW. Go outside, you see a Pinto.
A Pinto. This film's a Pinto.
It's a Pinto.
A Pinto from the Men in Black. Men in Black 1, 1998 Ford Pinto.
Yeah, man, you're right. It had some good points. The ending had some good points, but on to the most part, it didn't bring like it's supposed to.
Nah, it didn't.
You know what I mean? And for these actors, I understand that, you know, it's not your fault, but for these actors,
oh, it's definitely their fault. Bruce Willis needs an L.
He should.
Bruce Willis. Whoo! Bruce, don't get me started on you. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm definitely putting some of the blame on the actors, especially Bruce Willis. James McAvoy, you did a fantastic job. Bruce Willis, got a problem with you, bruh. Just hang up, man. Look, man. Let me talk to Bruce. Bruce, you OG in this game. Nobody could take away what you have done in Hollywood. All of your movies. Come on, bro. You helped reshape the action genre. A lot of people give credit to Die Hard. There's lots of films that came out before then that were freaking lit. Predator, 1987. But shout out to you, Bruce Willis, for everything that you've done, man. But it's clear to me, you don't care. You phone in your performances. Like the last 3-4 movies I've seen, like for the last 5, 6, 7, to maybe a decade, Bruce Willis, what the freak has your career been? You just don't give a shit. And you hear things. You know, you hear Bruce Willis is a douchebag. He fights with directors and other actors and actresses. He's a prick to work with. That's fine. But so long as you're a genius on that screen and you're putting out content, I'll deal with it. That's what we love. But you ain't putting out fire. You give so much mediocrity to your performances. And it's not mediocrity from you trying. That's what I would forgive. If you tried and you came out mediocre, that's all I could expect. But you are for a lack of trying. And that's the sad part about it. You just don't care. You show up, come to work, do your stupid boring lines with your boring face, your unassuming face, and you just don't care. You want that check. But you don't need that check, so why the freak do you do it? I'll tell you why you do it. Bruce Willis, you seem like a really miserable man. After acting, you don't know what the freak to do because you probably alienated all your close friends. They don't F with you. Your family probably ain't close to you. I don't freaking know. But it really seems to me that you just don't care about what you're doing. And then when you're in any profession, when the lack of passion is there, it's time for you to hang it up, bro, because you're stinking up movies like this, bro. This is a film that is 20 years in the making and coming. 21 years since 20 years around there. And you freaking stunk up the joint. Very disappointed in you, Bruce Willis. You need to go ahead and just walk away from Hollywood. Go ahead, my bad. I had to say that.
Man, Bruce, like Samuel Jackson and Bruce Willis too. I mean, I didn't know about him being a douchebag, but like that, it was that. Oh, yeah. But I mean, if Bruce, I don't know if you're changing your ways and you don't want to go off on these producers because you know they put the bad limelight on you. They tell you that you're not good to work with, so they want to put you in their movie. So maybe you probably try to dumb down to that. Nah, bruh, get back on that shit because I'm sure when you was like that, a lot of your movies is coming out good. You know, it's true. As fans, we want to see a great story and a great action movie, but we want to see you. You feel me? We can't see you if you literally just tell yourself, I'm just gonna be calm and collected all the time, or I'm just not gonna act like I care. If you do that, it's giving us a bad film completely. You know what I mean? You gotta care for you actors and actresses gotta care for your fans because you lose hope. Your fans lose hope within you, and that's bad. Your fans want to have the joy and love when they see and go to a movie. Do you understand that people work hard to pay for these movies? And you know, the reason that they're going to see these movies is because you're in it. And when you don't give what they need and what they looking for, it's killing us. It's killing it. You guys got to get it together. You know what I mean? You guys got to get it together. Otherwise, the movie's just going to start getting more trash. And Bruce Willis, come on, man. You are that actor, bruh. You could do it.
He was that actor. But I look, it's still not a trash film. I wouldn't call this trash.
Nah.
I wouldn't call it terrible because there is some saving grace here. The ending really helped this movie out a lot. It really helped this movie out because the message, the twist, the idea. So I definitely understand where M. Night Shyamalan is trying to go. Thought the end could have gave me a little bit more. Thought it could have gave me a little bit more, but you kind of got you get the idea of what they're going for, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like it's like, hey, MCU, DC, FU, Shyamalan verse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get it. But to be honest with you, this film makes me feel like you made it just to make other movies. It feels like this film, which should have been babied and cradled and cherished, like a little newborn infant, and you use it as a stepping stool to get to more money.
Yeah.
And when you see the end of this movie and you understand where he's going with it, you'll understand what I meant when I said that. And it's sad, man. It's almost like you sacrificed your trilogy to make 8 more films.
That's weak.
And my assumptions will be confirmed in about a year when we hear the announcement of his next project. And if his project is what I think it will be, I will know what it will be fact.
You're here on Jody's Corner.
Yeah, and it's sad. Let's go ahead and give this a grade. I enjoyed the film. I was disappointed by the film. It was bogged down by many things, but it was still good to see a lot of these characters' stories come together, storylines, and people that you've seen over the last 20 years. You can't ignore that. That, combined with James McAvoy's amazing performance as all these different personalities, and we got some personalities that we didn't get in Split.
Yeah, new ones.
And that was nice. Yeah. That's that type of stuff that I like. And we got a little bit of an origin background into Glass, a little bit. That was nice. There's just little pet peeves that actually build up to something that you could mention and take away. Combined with that last twist at the end, I give this movie a C. It's mediocre. God damn, I can't believe I gave Glass a C. E, what you got?
That's funny as you said that. C minus.
C minus?
Yeah.
Oh, solidified. C from Jody Joe. C minus from my man Green Arrow, aka E-Man, bro. It's crazy, man. That's just the way it is.
Nah, this movie supposed to be that movie.
I know. I know. Well,
Stop getting tricked with them trailer trickeries.
Yeah.
This man been telling me that. I'm learning every day.
Stop
getting tricked with them trailer trickeries.
Dang, those trailers were fire.
Oh my God,
that
man.
Comic-Con trailers, shoot. That's how you do trailers. You got me.
I'm feeling bad, bro. I'm feeling bad because John Wick.
Maybe we'll do
John Wick, the trailer, bro.
Hey, the third films and trilogies are always the toughest, man. Unless you're Indiana Jones. So, thank you guys very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if y'all like that real content. Put your comments down below of what you think. Did you guys love this movie? I'd like to hear from the ones who really loved it. Did you guys hate the movie? I'm pretty sure a lot of you might. But, yeah, just let me know down below, man. Shout out to y'all for watching. I'm Jody Joe, repping that Superman status. To my right is E, a.k.a. Green Arrow. We are 2 parts of the Just Us League. And we out this thing, man. Deuces. I told you that we leaving.